It's cold. I'm gonna be honest. It's cold. I'm just gonna go over here and see what's going on. But it's cold. I have gloves on. I sometimes try to like act like I don't need gloves, but it's cold enough now that I definitely need gloves. Okay. The neighbor just slowed down as he was driving past, and I know the dogs aren't up front, and I'm like, is the horse up front? I don't think. Okay. What did we do today? Okay, so one thing we've done is Shadowfax has been in and out of his pen all day. And Tristan's trying to keep him contained now, like, except we don't really want to put the like fence back up because we don't want to do the work. So he's like just piling stuff and hoping that Shadowfax doesn't get out. It's not working. So we just don't really want to do the work right now. You know, we have other things to do. So I'm walking over here to see if he's escaped or if he's still in here. Oh, he's in here. He just popped his head out of the barn. He's like, I'm in my spot right now. But look, we don't really feel like doing the work because I was doing a whole bunch of other work. There's a whole bunch of kittens coming this way. Those kittens. Hi guys. Little bit of kitties. Hi. Hi, buddy. Such cute kittens. Anyway, so he's been out like 6 times. And Tristan's like, I really want him to stay put for winter. I'm like, well, then you got to put the fence up. Those are literally your options. Put the fence up, right? Put the fence up, or he's going to be out. And I don't particularly care. Okay? I don't care. So it's Tristan who cares, but he doesn't want to do the work. I'm like, I don't care if he's in or out. Doesn't bother me one iota. Okay, what else have we done today? I scraped pens. So, hi guys. Hi. So you'll see we've got everyone's back in here, including Eclipse. She's better. She's fine. But you can see I scraped the pens down, added more bedding into them for the rabbits. That is backbreaking work, but that's not half as backbreaking as scraping out the barn was. So I scraped out the barn as well, and that kept me busy all day. I'm mostly avoiding working right now. So I do the tasks that are difficult. Oh, she just came running out of the bush. But I do the tasks that are difficult to do on days when I really don't want to work. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. So today I was scraping out rabbit pens. I was scraping out the barn, refreshed it with fresh sand. We use sand and then we add bedding when it gets really, really cold. So that's one of the reasons Shadowfax is enjoying the barn right now, because he likes the fresh sand. So he likes to roll in it, and I just hope he doesn't get cast. Cast is when your horse rolls, right? He's rolling around, but he rolls against a wall and he can't unroll, basically. So then you have to go over there and unroll him, which sometimes you have to do, and it's not really... What are you guys doing? Yeah, there's no rabbit in that hutch right now because we took her out and put her back together because she's okay now. Eclipse was injured. She had a damage from a raccoon, but Vug had dealt with the raccoon, and we're all good now. She's fine. She is now back with her friends, which is a good thing. Okay, so I use these farm blogs as not just what did we do today, but to answer some questions. And I usually pick one question that takes about 5 minutes to answer. And today's question was, why do goats climb on things? That's a good question, because they do it. They climb on things, and it's annoying as heck, but they do it. How many birds are down that path? All of them? Okay, there's quite a few birds down that path. Down out there. You can see one's butt there, and if you look beyond, there's even more. Whatever. So why do goats climb on things? Why are they always jumping on your trailers and getting on the roof of your car and climbing up on your picnic tables? Why do they do that? There's 2 reasons. Predators and food. So think about goats in the wild. Obviously not like Arwen. She's a fainting goat. They don't live in the wild. But think about wild breeds, okay? Or even goats that are not necessarily wild, but they spend a lot of their time outside. They spend a lot of their time out in the fields, and they don't necessarily come into a barn every night. A lot of goats live like that, right? They're used for milk or meat, and they don't come inside to a barn every night, and that's okay. They don't need to be in a barn most of the time. They're fine as long as they have shelter. So they might be out in the field. So think about those goats. Why might they need to be able to get on top of things? The first big one is predators. Okay? Predators are a big deal because predators will decimate your goats. So if you're responsible and you have a huge bunch of goats out in the field, you probably have some guardian dogs with them, but that's still not a guarantee because, I mean, dogs aren't perfect either. So goats need an ability to get away from a predator. They need to be able to get up high, and they have to be able to do it quickly and with precision. So their ability to jump up on the side of cliffs where a wolf can't follow them is life-saving. Okay, so they'll boing and they'll stand on those tiny little ledges, and it looks like they're just floating. And there's tiny, tiny little ledges that their little flexible hooves can balance on. They've got excellent balance, lots of spring, and very nice little flexible but yet strong hooves to be able to pull off those impressive balancing acts. So that's really important just for their survival. The second reason is food. Okay, they have to be able to get to the food. And I mean, if you're Arwen, well, I feed you every day and you free range and can eat whatever you want, right? But what if you're not Arwen? What if you're a goat that's either wild or in a large herd out on the moors or out in the field or out on the side of mountainsides, which is where goats do really well? Well, you need to be able to jump and navigate a lot of different areas in order to reach the food safely without getting yourself killed, right? You want to be able to safely reach the food. So being able to maneuver that way is really important. It can save them the hassle of that other animals might have trying to get that same food, right? They can just bounce. Not necessarily fainting goats, like I said. Arwen's not so bouncy because she's a fainting goat. She's an extreme fainter. She's not so bouncy. But other animals, okay, other animals, other goats can jump up like that. So, why are they always on top of your car? Because your car is like the side of a mountain. It's instinct to them. Go up. Up is safe. Up means it's harder for predators to get to you. Think about it. A dog chasing your goat, if the goat jumps on the top of your car, the dog probably is going to have a very difficult time getting up there. Goat doesn't have that trouble. So, one, it's safer. It's a high vantage point. They can see all around them so that they're safe. It's a safety thing. But also, there might be a snack. Safety and food. Two of our driving factors for all species. We all want to find safety and we all want a snack. So, those are the two main reasons why your goats go on top of things. Is it annoying? Sometimes. It's also really funny, and it makes for some moments where you're just kind of slapping your forehead and wondering why on earth there's a goat up there again. And how do they get up there? They have springy legs, strong flexible hooves, and no fear of falling. Okay? When you are unafraid, when you are so certain that you can make that jump, you're going to make that jump. And they do. Very rarely does a goat actually fall when they're a fully fledged adult. Babies fall all the time. Babies miss their jumps because they're babies and they're kind of dumb, but kind of stupid. But adults rarely miss their jump. So Arwen, even the extreme fainter that she is with her stiff legs and all of that stuff, she still will go up on top of that picnic table. She still climbs on top of that picnic table. That one. I still find her on that swing, jumped up on that swing. She is still sometimes on chairs. Has she been on top of the car? No, but she's been on top of the hay bales. She was on the roof, not of this house, but she was on the roof of the barn, And it turned out because there was a bunch of stuff on the other side that was kind of piled high, and she kind of just, hi, it's Turkey. He's following me. He's a good turkey. He's actually a beautiful boy. He's a gorgeous bird. I'm really happy with him. Anyway, that explains why goats are always jumping on your stuff. If you don't want your goats to jump up on things or climb on things, you might want to rethink goats. Give them a goat play area if it bothers you. They're not going to necessarily be confined to there. Work on keeping your fencing nice and sturdy so they don't get out. Again, goats escape. It's kind of their thing. So, yes, can you do a goat-proof enclosure? Yeah, for a while. They eventually figured out they're not stupid. So, if you have goats and they haven't escaped, let me just say they haven't escaped yet. They're going to do it. Anyway, I hope that answers that question. It is instinct for them. It's normal, natural, and they have fun doing it. So if you get goats and you're hoping that they're not going to jump up on things, get a different animal. Get sheep. Sheep are lovely, and they don't jump as much. They jump a little bit, but not like goats. Sheep are a little more containable. Anyway, it is actually really getting cold out here, and I don't even have good shoes on. Like, I don't even have real socks on. I have, like, my summer socks, and I should have put warmer socks on. I had to change my socks because I got wet from doing all the work today. And I didn't change into my warm velvet socks. I changed into my cheap, junky summer socks. So it's not the weather for summer socks, let me tell you. Also, I need to put warmer gloves on, but I'm going to resist that until at least December. And I'm not going to put a real jacket on for a while. I am in the warmer sweater instead of just the gray one. We are approaching the point where I might put the gray one over top of this one. I am resisting putting the jacket on, yes. Why do I resist putting the jacket on? Because, first of all, I'm stubborn. Second of all, I don't want to get the warm jacket until at least mid-December, just because our winters go on so long that it feels like I'm wearing that for months, and I am. You have to wear the 40 below jacket January, February, and half of March. I'd rather not wear it until at least December. So, anyway, I'm going to go inside, warm up, have something to eat. It is taco night. So let's go inside and have some tacos. It'll be fun. Taco time. I'm tired. That was a long, long day. So I'm doing just the most we use turkey, by the way. Somebody asked, what meat do you use in your tacos? And for me, I prefer a turkey. I forgot the ranch. I prefer a turkey in my taco. Sometimes we do chicken, but I have alpha-gal, so alpha-gal means it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I want something else. My veggie mix. Doesn't matter if I want something else. It literally doesn't matter. I have alpha-gal, which means I can't eat red meat of any kind. Technically, I could do primate, but I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, alpha-gal is a protein in the meat, and primates, all the primate species don't have it. So, just saying. Not that I'm gonna. So we use turkey, but I mean, you could use chicken, and like on occasion we've used chicken, but really I prefer chicken to turkey. But in certain things I do prefer turkey, and for some reason that one of those things is tacos. I like my veggie mix. Throw that on there. But I like turkey and tacos. But I prefer chicken most of the time. I do prefer chicken most of the time, to be honest. But it was a long, long day. I did all that stuff outside. It was cold today, too, which is not fun for me, but what are you going to do? So, I don't love the cold, but it's November in Canada. What do you expect? I don't hate cold. I'm not like, oh my God, it's so cold. It's just, it gets so cold here that nobody loves it. Okay? Some veggie mix. not a lot of room in there for the veggie mix, mostly because I stuffed a lot of cheese in there. I like cheese. I love cheese. Who doesn't like cheese? A couple more veggies. All right. That's going to be it for us here tonight at Andersen Acres. I'm going to go eat my food after a long day. I'm tired. So our tortillas, we warm them up on the stove and hand make them because we can. So we like doing that. The hard shells, we don't make ourselves. I could probably, but that's hard. It's a lot harder to make those, so I don't do that. And always warm up your tortillas on the stove before you eat them because they're so good. So good that way. Anyway, I'm going to go eat. I'm so tired. I don't care. I'm tired. Sometimes you're just tired, you know? And today I'm tired. I keep saying that. But it was hard work cleaning out the barn and the rabbit pens and the quail pen, and it's hard work. The quail, honestly, is harder because you have to bend over. You're spending a lot of time bent over because of where we have them, so that's harder. But even like the rabbit is hard to rake out. Just because I didn't want to work today. That's true. I was avoiding doing my job. It's amazing the amount of things you'll find to do when you don't want to do your job. Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll see you tomorrow.